Welcome to All I Do, the podcast where we uncover the strategies, mindset, and action steps that lead to real success. I'm Bridget with Total Success Solutions, and I'm here to help you unlock your full potential, whether in business, real estate, or life. This is the space where we make success real and attainable. My passion lies in developing people, sharing stories that help others achieve more, and providing a path that is paved and accessible. Leading with compassion, inspiration, and forward movement, this is all I do. I started this podcast because I believe in the power of collaboration, conversation, and representation. I want to create a space where people who might not always have a voice can be heard. There are real challenges we need to address. Locally, we need more conversations about the low homeownership rates in the Black community. We need financial literacy, wealth building, and real estate discussions that go beyond the surface level so that we can start building generational wealth just like other communities have been doing for decades. We will be talking to professionals, financial experts, and real estate leaders to speak on these topics and provide tactical steps that you can take, because it's not just about awareness, it's about giving you real strategies to move forward. We also need more visibility and empowerment for Black youth. I'll be bringing on young entrepreneurs, athletes, and industry leaders to share their stories, where they started, what challenges they face, and how they've built their success. And for my realtors, entrepreneurs, and business owners, I want to highlight voices that might not normally get the opportunity to be on bigger platforms. We're going to have real conversations about how they've built their businesses, what systems work, and what strategies you can implement right away. At the core of it all, my goal is impact. In the Black community, I want to raise awareness, build support, and create real change. In business and entrepreneurship, I want to help people build something that aligns with their purpose and actually works for them. And I want to be the pillar for solutions. So why All I Do? Because this isn't just a podcast title. This is who I am. This is what I do every day, no matter where I am, no matter who I'm talking to. This is me. All I do is develop people, connect with others, lead with empathy, stay positive, and push forward. I've had the privilege of sitting in rooms with people from all walks of life, business owners, young professionals, community leaders, and everyday people who are doing extraordinary things. And what I've learned is that success isn't about having all the answers up front. It's about having the right mindset, the right tools, and the right people in your corner. That's my unfair advantage. I've built my life around learning, listening, and creating opportunities. I know how to connect people with the right resources, break down complex topics, and provide real practical solutions that actually work. And now I'm passing that on to you. And that's what I want this podcast to be: a resource, a connection, a push in the right direction when you need it. Whether we're talking about homeownership, business, financial freedom, or personal growth, every conversation we have here is designed to help you move forward with clarity and confidence. I started this podcast because I believe in the power of collaboration, conversation, and representation. And to understand why that is so important to me, I want to take you back to where it all started. I grew up in Loudoun County in the 80s, in a life that felt simple. A close-knit family, a dog, and playing outside till the streetlights came on. But things changed when my parents divorced when I was around 5 or 6. My sister and I continued to live with my mom, but we still spent a lot of time with my dad and his side of the family. Being biracial was never just a concept for me. It was something I felt, something I lived. Even before I had the words to describe it, I knew I was different. I noticed the way people looked at us, the unspoken tension in certain spaces, the way some conversations shifted when we walked into the room. I wasn't just observing the world around me, I was constantly aware of how I fit into it. I felt like I had to navigate between two worlds, never quite sure where I fully belonged. In some spaces, I was too black, in others, not black enough. And that awareness wasn't something I could turn off. It shaped how I saw myself, how I moved through life, and eventually how I learned to connect with people from all walks of life. At the same time, my parents were setting an example for me in ways I didn't fully appreciate back then. Both of them worked 2 jobs after the divorce, which meant my sister and I spent a lot of time with my grandmother, the strongest woman I know. Through her, I built strength, compassion, and a deep sense of justice. She never complained about the struggles she faced, but I felt them. I was hyper aware of the differences between her life and Nana's, the life of my other grandmother who was white. Even as a child, I noticed the contrast. The way they moved through the world, the way the world moved around them. One carried a quiet resilience, facing challenges with unshakable strength. The other lived in a kind of ease that felt different. I didn't have the words for it back then, but I felt it. Despite it all, my grandmother had this rare ability to make everyone feel seen, valued, and cared for, no matter who they were or what they were going through. That kind of love, that kind of presence, it left an imprint on me, and the bond we formed still carries through to this day. My dad worked in the school system, and my mom worked in healthcare. They are well known for their work ethic and dedication, and though I didn't realize it at the time, they were teaching me the value of commitment, leadership, and perseverance. That foundation shaped everything that came next for me: how I approached work, how I developed my skills, and how I found my true passion. Like a lot of us, I started my career in restaurants and retail, learning the ropes of customer service and teamwork. Then I found a role in a daycare where I helped children learn to read and develop life skills. Even then, I didn't realize it, but I was developing people, coaching them, and helping them grow. My real career breakthrough came when I started at Belfort Furniture. I was there for 16 years, started as a receptionist and working my way up through customer care, merchandising, logistics, purchasing, and eventually becoming a sales manager. And in that time, I built some of the most important skills of my career: problem solving, customer service, leadership, training, hiring, coaching, and sales strategy. I learned how to develop and coach people to hit their goals, how to analyze and price products competitively, and how to build training programs that actually produce top talent. And as I moved up, I realized that I wasn't just selling furniture. I was building teams, developing leaders, and driving real growth. That experience led me into real estate, where I was recruited to help scale a team that was selling around $40 million in real estate at the time. They had a great foundation, but they needed more people, structure, accountability, and growth strategies. So I built out their onboarding and training system, recruited and developed agents, and implemented the systems and accountability needed for success. Over time, I became the director of operations, leading a team of agents, virtual assistants, and stagers. I helped the company expand, launch new businesses, create additional revenue streams, and grow over 43% during my tenure. I was building industry leaders, creating marketing strategies, refining lead gen processes, and everything in between. And once again, what stood out to me wasn't just the business growth. It was seeing people step into their full potential. But at some point, I realized something was missing. I had taken the company as far as I could take it. I had built the systems, trained the people, and scaled the business, but I no longer felt fulfilled. I knew my passion wasn't just about building companies. It was about building people, building communities, and creating opportunities for those who needed them most. I wanted to refuel my passion, to get back to my core, back to my community. Because what I saw was a need, a gap in resources, education, and access to real solutions. That's when I knew it was time to step out on my own, to take everything I had learned, all the systems, all the leadership experience, all the strategies, and use it to help others grow, scale, and succeed. And in September of last year, I did exactly that. I launched Total Success Solutions. This podcast is just one piece of the bigger picture. Everything I share here, the strategies, the conversations, the insights is the same approach I bring to the work I do every day. When I started my company, my goal was simple: help businesses and individuals grow, scale, and succeed. Since launching, I've worked with real estate agents, entrepreneurs, business owners, and professionals across different industries to help them put structure, accountability, and profitability strategies in place. At Total Success Solutions, we focus on lead generation, marketing, business operations, leadership development, and creating the right systems to make success sustainable. Because success isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter, putting the right strategies in place, and making sure every effort you put in is leading to real growth. A big part of my mission is helping people uncover opportunities and create pathways to success. That includes helping entrepreneurs and business owners scale their businesses effectively, expanding generational wealth within the Black community, and supporting Black youth in uncovering opportunities and developing their talents. Success should be attainable, not exclusive. I want to remove the uncertainty that so many people feel when trying to buy their first home, start or grow a business, or take their next big step forward. Because the truth is, when people have access to the right knowledge, tools, mentorship, success becomes possible. This podcast is an extension of that mission. The conversations we have here are meant to give you the tools and mindset to take action in your own journey. Whether you're building a business, trying to become a homeowner, or just looking for ways to level up in life. Because when we uplift each other, we all win. I want to keep this conversation going, so share this episode with someone who needs to hear it. And let me know what spoke to you today, what questions you have, or what topics you want me to cover next. Most importantly, take a step forward, whatever that looks like to you. Whether it's a conversation, a plan, or just shifting your mindset, take it. Success is waiting for you, and I'll be right here to guide you to it. That's all I do.